Welcome back into CBS Sports HQ. We are following breaking news here. Anthony Davis out for the foreseeable future with an Achilles injury. Now, Anthony Davis injured that there in the Lakers' loss to the Nuggets. He had sat out 2 games last week with an Achilles injuries as well, and then re-aggravated it. According to ESPN, he underwent an MRI today. We did know that was going to happen, but it showed that he re-aggravated his Achilles. He's going to be on a conservative return to play, which could be sometime potentially after the All-Star break. Of course, the Lakers sitting just 1.5 games behind the Jazz there in the West. Let's welcome in Avery Johnson to talk about exactly what is now going on with Anthony Davis and the Lakers. Avery, we were waiting just kind of to figure out exactly what was going to happen here. So some answers, but not a clear return to play for AD. It could be after the All-Star break. It could be even further after that. So just your reaction to how this injury is getting kind of worded right now.
Yeah, I would be shocked if Anthony Davis returns, Amanda, before the All-Star break. This is more of a 3 to 5 week ordeal here with this injury. They're going to take a very conservative approach. I've been in this situation multiple times when I was coaching in the NBA, working with sports science staffs and the athletic training staff and all of the medical folks. And you have to protect your investment. And Anthony Davis, the Lakers have significantly invested in him. He's arguably one of the top 3 or 4 players in the NBA. This is a guy that's capable of getting, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 2 block shots a game. He's going to be, the Robin to Batman again this year once the playoffs roll around. And especially when you don't have a Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, you have to make sure that Anthony Davis is healthy because you don't have as much reinforcement on the front line with Montrezl Harrell or Marc Gasol.
Let's look at the Lakers' schedule here for the next couple of weeks when they're going to be without Anthony Davis. Of course, I mentioned sitting there behind the Jazz in the West, just ahead of the Lakers here. So they're facing the Timberwolves, the Nets, the Heat, the Wizards, the Jazz, the Trailblazers. Some of those not easy contests there for the Lakers. Does it concern you, taking a look at this upcoming schedule leading up to the All-Star break, that they're not going to have him?
Yeah, maybe last year you can look at that schedule and say the Nets and the Warriors and the Suns, of course the Wizards are all winnable games, but probably just with that list is just the Wizards. Everybody else are outstanding teams. And you look at what the Phoenix Suns are doing this year with the leadership of Chris Paul and the elevation of the consistency of Devin Booker and the momentum that Devin has sustained out of the bubble last year when the Suns went 8-0 and almost limped their way into the playoffs. The Lakers don't have any easy victories. I think the bigger question with the Lakers is what are they going to do with LeBron James? Is he going to continue to average 40 minutes a game, or are they going to try to rest him a little bit, knowing very well that they only need to maintain a top 4 seed in the Western Conference to have an opportunity to repeat?
I mean, the word load management last season, it was the hot topic there in the NBA. So answer your question, if you will, there. Put yourself back into that coaching position. What do you do now with LeBron James?
Well, I think LeBron James, you have to evaluate him on a day-by-day basis, game-by-game basis. And then you have to also remind LeBron James that when he was playing for the Miami Heat, there were times when he took him a week or 10 days off and came back refreshed and revived. And I think that's going to force some of their role players to step it up a little bit if LeBron James or Anthony Davis is not in the lineup. Alex Caruso, Wes Matthews, Kyle Kuzma says he wants to be a star. So I think, moving forward, you just have to pick your spots and evaluate LeBron's mental and physical state, and maybe, whether he agrees with it or not, just kind of force him to take some time off so that he can be refreshed and ready come playoff time.
Anthony Davis, 27 years old. He will be 28 years old next month. We had a full screen up just a second ago showing his injury history dating back to 2016. And now with this, I mean, he's sort of starting to stack him up here. Do you start becoming concerned that he is injury prone and this is going to be an issue for him throughout the rest of his career?
That's a great question. I think you don't want to overreact, especially when you have a superstar player like Anthony Davis. Yes, he has an injury history. I think you're a little bit concerned if it's a freak accident, but some things you just can't control in the NBA. When you're playing 72 or 82 games, and there were many a nights that I didn't want to play. I played 3 or 4 years of consistent 82 game seasons, and you don't feel good every night. But at the end of the day, you have to decide and determine whether it's an injury, whether it's pain, whether it's discomfort. And right now, he's injured. So he needs to go through a significant rehabilitation schedule. Fortunately, it wasn't career-ending or season-ending injury. So right now, all of those specialists that they have behind the scenes to help rehabilitate and evaluate this injury, now they're on the clock to make sure that Anthony Davis, when he comes back, he doesn't have any more setbacks this year.
Avery Johnson, we appreciate you hopping on with us here on HQ to talk about Anthony Davis and his injury. If you are in Dallas, which is normally where you live, I hope you stay warm. I know you guys got some.
I'm cold. I need some blankets and some heat, Amanda. We're cold in Dallas.
We're going to try to fly you down to Florida. We'll get you down here with some warmer weather. Coach, thanks so much for hopping on with us. All right, so as a reminder, the Lakers now without Anthony Davis for the foreseeable future. Avery Johnson says he does not expect AD to be back on the court with him until after the All-Star break. The Lakers right now just behind the Jazz. They're in the Western Conference. The Jazz winning 18 of their past 19. They've only lost 5 games so far. Avery pointing out that the Lakers, I should say, really just need to stay in that top 4. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.